you go. Why no I'm over my own? Why you say we die for? Why we move? What do I do about? I know what I don't do. My home, I say you. My own, but you want to but when I don't know it more, what I'm more, just why you say why you say yes, baby, Baba, and I'm going to we are Sukubawa. We are so about you. The black is back again. But I don't want to follow. Wait now. Honorable. So in my I do my oh, that's a bullet. Oh, my word, don't remember you. Come on, honorable. Sure. Come on, Mama. Oh, I'm a
The broker is more a bed. Go ahead and look at me, no pepper, Yakwaya come no crua. Naponone Kaya, Tirokai Wara, Kaya Karo, Tirokal Saran, Tirokal Saran, Nambo Jubo, Dinano Debra Karo, Tirokal Sao, you know Debra Karo, Kiwan, no, not Debra Karo. You got a Padoka, Elu Sala Loka, Yoga, Yellow Elder Grova, Toto, Yellow Yaga, Makiriba Yakora Kuni, Mayeriba Yakora Kuni, Nakaraza, Jim Yaganwazamo, in a Quadoku and Deepo, the Brokai Tukuma, the Soraka Blue, Kapwa Kaplegu. Chanson, Chimoya Joe Saiva. The second Kapwa Pagi. What I wish I be. Chimoya Ganwa. The Brocasion. It's a quatu. Gino now. Capatu. Chimoya no now. Capatu. You was on a double. If it is on a logo, Chimoya no line, not the breakable. Gino let the breakable. I give a tail. One jacket like a western. So, congrats. So I got a current copy. Yeah, what I will. I say. Chimoya guy knows your door. Karakawe, Chimoya no. Giano, non tra one year, I talk brother. So Carena, some of me man, Gino Napo. Don't make Kayamami, better not say Kayamami. My woman, Kayamami. This was 7 Kayamami. G1 year, not the broker. I don't go. You Jamaica dog again. Tivero Jamaica dog again. You are the Suka dog again. Quack baker, quack baker, quack baker. You know what to do, you know what to do. You know what to do, you know, you know what to do. Jamaica can be away. G1 you know. Send away. G1 noabo, Cabedo men away. G1 noabo, Sade Kayama, Sade Woye Kayam, Zekayama, Cabedo men of Kayama, Zekayama, Zekayama, G1 no now. I don't go. I do that. 1 year, the Moaka Goro. Do you want to play Kuma? More about that Papa winning. From the number 1 year. Hey, Yana, what appear there? No, not Papa. See 1 year, no, not Papa. Yeah, no, I'm the broker. Yeah, Zekayama, Kayama, we are prepared. Zekayama, don't know Zekayama.
Let me recognize every one of you tuning into the Manevson Abraka Talk Show at this time.
The song, non-double song, non-double block. Yes, about me, no. Me can't support me, God.
Recognize Musu Fofana watching us from Rhode Island. Thank you for joining us. Providence, Rhode Island.
Non-double block, Tiava. It's a bomb, man.
Let me recognize Edward Robert. Thank you for joining us. Make sure you share this my next son Abraka Talk Show. Invite one of your friends as we make the talk show that interact.
Come on.
Let me say I don't have a copyright to this music that I'm playing here tonight. G Zeze, welcome. Let me say welcome to my friend and brother Marie Padel. She is our Oma.
Yeah, me got no.
Oma Marie Padel. So good evening, whatever you find yourself.
Nasa pasa jimonye no never. Sa. It blows up. Tereka sare megane. Kaka zotan. Gano go wagun.
Let me recognize Emmanuel Chije Ba.
Mega pisage, mega dugope, mega branchile. Mega reochine. Mega mirelene me.
I will see me joining into the Manelson Abraka Talk Show here tonight.
And
we'll be discussing a lot of issues that went on in the country. I mean, a lot of issues. Including the Manelson, they talk about the protests. Let me see here tonight.
GGS Production.
Let me say here tonight that we have a lot of topic on our chat room. A lot of topic on our platter tonight. So invite your friends so they can be part of the discussion here tonight. I don't have a copyright to this music I'm playing here tonight.
Why are you so optimistic about being in the president for 12 years?
Okay, let's go. When I went to Europe, based on my record, they gave me Ballon d'Or. You understand? I was the best in the field, and because of my quality, the way that I played, and you understand, and the record that I had, I won Ballon d'Or. You know what I'm saying? And when I say my second term, based on what I've achieved with the Liberian people, those people that gave me that repose the confidence in me, they see unprecedented things in our country. So I boast because those people that, when people say that it's not possible, they make it never do nothing. And I boast to say that my people will give me another 6 years because they see, they're not just talking what I say I will do. They're seeing what I'm doing across the country. It's a reason for me to say I'll get my second 6 years. I know a lot of people saying that Mr. We are one-time president. But that's what, I'm not a one-time president. So I'm loved in this country. That nobody is loved than George in this country. Liberian people love me and trust me. We will not hijack democracy. Liberian people gave me second term and one of president country who the Liberian people love, who the Liberian people will take care of them. They will do that that term after me. I believe in democracy. That's the norm of the day. Thank you very much.
Under pounding rain, the streets of Monrovia echo with chants of anger and frustration. Protesters march towards Capitol Hill, denouncing what they see as a betrayal by President Joseph Boaké's administration.
I'm in the street to remind my government of the past promises that they make to we the Liberian people, that they're going to better our lives. How can you say you came to better the life of the people, but then you came and you took people from jobs?
The right thing is to serve the people, because when you say your government is coming to rescue, you're saying that this man was doing such thing, meaning corruption, right? And you coming to clean this, you coming to do the good thing, and now you come in and you take everything.
Many say the promises made during the 2023 election campaign remain unfulfilled. With inflation soaring and public sector salaries stagnant, people say their patience is wearing thin. Boaké, who took office in early 2024, pledged sweeping reforms. Supporters say the government has tackled corruption and made the country more attractive to investors. But critics say his government is failing the people.
We expect that Joseph Boaké, as president of Liberia, will meet the demands of protesters and listen to the cries of the own people that are suffering daily. People that are going to bed hungry at night without being able to afford food on a daily basis. Suffering is escalating out of control.
Liberia, recovering from 2 brutal civil wars and the 2014 Ebola crisis, remains one of the poorest countries in the world. Many believe the nation's abundant natural resources should be lifting people out of poverty, not leaving them behind.
We haven't been fortunate to have had leaders who prioritize Liberia development priorities in a way. We have a small country, small population, abundant resources, abundant enough to make Liberia self-sufficient and to have some of the highest GDP in Africa.
As tensions rise and public discontent grows louder, the pressure is on for Liberia's leaders to deliver on their promises. Vincent Monaghan, Al Jazeera.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.
As a president, any step he made is a policy.
So the police intimidating.
We're intimidated to intimidating them.
Before you mean of your wall.
Come again? Talk about any wall. What I mean of my walls? 100%. I'm 100%.
I will see a statement as a threat.
No, every say so, the president made a threat. Because Joseph Boaké said, if he does not win us, that will be the end of Liberia. Was that a threat? A political figure? He have followers, he made such a statement.
So if he does not listen to you, the country will be end today by the protesters?
Politically, in terms of, we will not go violent, but let me tell you something today, is that where fire comes from, or we notice smoke. Yesterday, Joseph Boaké was on the street protesting with fire, with food, sandwiches, he ate a street soft drink. Why now? Where your right ends, or no person right begin from there. So we are prepared.
So what have you seen to know that the president is against you guys?
The surrogate are on the street. You see his army. You saw the police.
To protect you?
No. I just told you that it's intimidations. If you protect enough minds, but if you bring intimidation in, then definitely will be sick.
Are you taking this consideration the off limit that have been set by the Liberian National Police?
The political agenda is on a daily basis. One reason is that on the release, they said that during our protest we have today, there will be no police barricade on the street, along the street. But if you go to the federal checkpoints, police deploy the you can see at the across the road.
It's not an allegation, they said that NM having meetings.
The police came out, the police had the clarify.
Yesterday.
No.
Yesterday evening, issue of police denying allegations.
Why would you expect a protest today? Then just came out with allegations of the and those statements were made almost a week ago. That's a complete intimidation.
Are you impressed with the turnout today?
No, the message I need to go. We don't have to bring 1 million out. The reason we got on the police, we got to send message to Joseph Boaké to end the corruption Please, common sense security is all on the social media recently to leisure or transport. You saw citizen. People go for their own right. Talk about policemen. Put your last name. Cover them.
Who is talking about the police?
Eh? Gregor, come on. He get instruction to the police.
So after you have petitioned your leader on today's day, and if things don't change, what will be your next step?
We'll continue. So this is not about party. This is about the Liberian people.
What will you continue?
The protest. Until Chosapaka gets us. We'll not rest.
How long should we wait? How long should we wait?
For today, you talking about for today or in the next futures?
Today.
For today, I think you see the street, the message will be given today. But if you say if it not changes, it means that the protest will continue with the 5 or 6 years from now.
We're not seeing anything.
But you're not seeing. I just told you we don't have the, numbers. It's just the message to need to receive.
Why are you sending the message?
The message, come again?
When are you sending that
the message? The message will be given today. Even if it can be given 6 o'clock today, 4 o'clock today, that the all we need is that we should be the message will be given. We are bound by the law. We are bound by it. Do you see violations?
So many you people will not go to.
Do you see violations? Do you see violations? Since you give it, have you seen any violations? So if you look at, if you see a problem, do you agree that the government, goes against the rule that
there is a video circulating on social media where I saw a lady crying with her hand on her arm, saying that some protester hit a car and the particle from the car, hurt her. So what you have to say about that?
That was a mess story. It was a mess story. I think he personally at the headquarters of the CBC.
Yes, but it happened this morning around 7 a.m.
Brother, that was just a mere story. There's no iota of truth in it.
So have you played the video?
Clause the contrary. Do you have any dominion to go give a petition?
Article 1 will demonstrate that.
Why Article 1?
Power inherent within the citizen. So you don't have to restrict me. The only thing the police, no, there's no law in the constitution. There is no law in the constitution that we should petition the police to accept the agreement before. The law says inform. The law says you should inform.
Who will receive the petition?
Who will receive the petition? Anybody can receive it. I just told you the message. It can be given to the water to say, even the police actually, I think people, our demonstration today will get to know, get to know that.
If the president refuse to receive the petition, what will be your next?
Let me tell the government go against the rule of law. Because Article 1.
What would like to know your
My final law is that as a citizen of the Republic of Liberia, Article 1 will be exist today. Understand? So that this corrupt Joseph Boaga government should come to a need. The massive killing, massive corruptions that Greco Koma and Joseph Boaga carry on should be ends.
Yeah, so before you go quickly, what are some of the mechanisms you people are putting in place to ensure that this particular citizen's engagement is peaceful?
It's just a message at all. Be peaceful. When the police intimidation, be peaceful. But get what? Where your right ends as a police officer or as a government or security personnel, the citizen rights begin from that. So the only thing we have to tell the police, whosoever, is that
How you doing, Chief? Can we talk a little bit, please? I'm seeing you talking like you're expressing your concern. How you doing? Welcome to Variety TV.
I'm Joshua Morris.
Okay, Mr. Morris. How you see to this protest? Let's talk about it.
It's put our high school right from high school. They can do talking about it. Town, they will do work safe. But as they do it, no job. So we are getting no job. I don't know where to see. They say nowhere.
So that's one of the points you're talking about, the low employment in the country, and you said that because
more people in the ministry, they inside lower science school.
So many unqualified people were placed in position. You think that's why they are angry and they come out with the protest?
So
let's talk about the hardship. That's one of the accounts. They say hardship in the country. So meaning no hardship.
No hardship. Free money.
They also talk about brutality from the police.
No, the police they can bring it. This is police. The people say they are not calling nobody. But that's easy industry going for it. So police will do the next thing. Therefore, government will be free of charge to the all you say that.
That's how you see the government as a citizen.
The government they are doing well. They trying their best.
Little over 1 year plus comparing it with where I come in comparing it with the CDC government that
the government do nothing. We pay go play for me whole party be go play for me all when you do you just get once the element that the people holding when you play good for you can group work everything we we over there.
All right, so let's talk about brother. He seems to be a fan of OK.
Yes, I'm a fan of OK.
Me, you are not a journalist, but you're a fan.
Sure.
That's fine because people say that OK, every journalist is behaving this way. So welcome to Variety.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm Emmanuel Kanga. What's your name?
I'm Moiji Swagger.
The Swagger, tell us about today's protest. How you see it?
I see today's protest as a failure. And I can tell you, the protest died before a wrap up, before even the July 17th, the protest died. Let me draw you through. Sorry, yeah, let me just draw you through on some of the organizers behind the protest.
Mm-hmm.
The protest is organized. The head organizer is what? Molu. Is Molu an individual that we can trust? The answer is no. Molu is not an individual we can trust. Molu was chairman for the past 6 years. While Molu now protested at the time, or you mobilize people to say that take on the street and protest. Molu said that yesterday, Jowia were having, sorry for the language, Jowia having sex to feed job. That was things that yesterday required protest. The Molu protested at the time. The answer is no.
I think Molu said it's a liquor talk and he are done with that.
But the thing that he's not serious man now because how will you say they come by and say a liquor talk? There's no way man, even can be drunk to the number nonsense. There are certain things you will not do. Molu remember everything that he said at the time. So that when you come out, you got to say liquor talk. Let me tell you that yesterday he's not consistent. He's not a man that we can trust. And I tell you for free today, the Liberian people understand all of that. Like what you see, nobody will gamble their freedom. Nobody will gamble their right to say, come and join the street and pour beyond Molu. Nobody prepared for that. You see the street, take a camera anywhere, you will see how the place free. People pass, people go on a normal basis, nothing, no sound, or even only to say protest.
I saw you guys to be one of the protesters waiting for the mean guys to join the protest.
No, I'm not. And you know, I will not. As I said earlier, I'm not, and I will not be part of that field protest. I said the protest died before a wrap up. Before Molu can even think about today's date, the protest were already there.
Let's talk about some of the counts that Molu and others are talking about. So, the hardship is in the country, you know, the lawlessness, the brutality, and all the stuff like that. How do you see some of the accounts?
Okay, let me cut that law. Okay, you said Molu said hardship. 6 years, there was no hardship.
Let me try to bring one of our panelists, Zizi. Zizi, how you doing?
Yeah, Abby, how you doing, brother? Nice to be on the show. I hope it'll be a great discussion today. It's good to be back. Hi to our followers and the viewers all around the world.
I mean, we're having a lot of things for us to be able to talk about today. I mean, we have a lot in our plate. So let me start with you. What do you have on mind, and then we'll go to the discussions. What do you have in mind?
I've been watching all the various clips you've been playing. So we'll be discussing Liberia. We'll be discussing the protests. I'll be giving my take on the protest and all of the different talking points. Also, we'll be discussing some of the main events that's happening in Liberia and where the government is going and how the opposition is lining up. So it's going to be an interesting show, and I look forward to giving my input.
All right, let us start right away. What do you make of the protest? The most talk about July 17. What do you make of it? How do you see it? Did the protest went well, or what is your take on it?
So when the protest was organized and we heard about the July 17 protest, I was on here telling you that the protest is going to be dead on arrival. And I knew exactly why I was talking because if you have a burning issue, especially the protest was announced when the House speakership was in turmoil. So if that was a burning issue and it was a boiling point for the protesters, I don't think you should have waited for July 17 from March or April to schedule a protest for July 17 when it was a burning issue. That was the first thing that I saw. The second thing is the messengers for the protest. Who were the people behind the protest? CDC was behind the scene, and Mama Molu, as a past chairman of CDC, became the face of the protest, which suggested that the protest was a CDC protest because while he portrayed himself as a civil society organizer, the fact that Molu was a chairman for CDC for 6 years, and he did not do anything when his government was going wrong, did not make him the perfect messenger for the protest. And three, was the protest successful? I'll tell you no, the protest was a failure. Why was it a failure? The reason the protest was a failure because the protest did not resonate with the Liberian people. Why did I say that? So, before you protest, before you accuse AB of doing something wrong, I should be telling the people who I'm going to protest for, which is the Liberian people, what I did, during my regime. Molu being the chairman for CDC for 6 years, they should have cataloged everything that the CDC did for the 6 years that uplifted the Liberian people from poverty, that gave Liberian jobs. And when the GMB government came for 1.5 years, everything was going down the toilet, everything going downhill. That's the first thing they were supposed to differentiate themselves. Okay, we provided maybe 5,000 jobs for Liberians. When GMB came, GMB is not providing jobs. The
No,
5,000.
no. You see, maybe you are forgetting. When the former minister at the time he appeared on the radio and he said 27 million Liberians have been lifted out of poverty.
But that's the
Then
thing we're
you
talking
tell me,
about. Because you can have a population of 5.2 million or 5.4 million, and you take 27 million out of poverty. How does the map add up? So that's to tell you that it was a shenanigans that Samato was engaged in. So that's why the Liberian people, are not taking CDC serious because you are in power for 6 years. You
Mhm.
can't point to any concrete thing that you did that this government is derailing. Okay, what was the economy when you left power? How was prices when you left power? How was the economic issues, the roads? How were the hospitals? Okay,
my friend and brothers, they say Senator said that Liberia is supplying Africa's current.
thank you. But Labrador was
So,
supplying
so
Labrador was supplying current to Ivory Coast, but people were being shared, right? People were crying for power every day. Everybody was crying that LEC was all in my area. LEC, people are taking roll call. But right now, you are protesting, but LEC is stable in every community. Even communities that did not have LEC since 1990 are now having electricity. So how do you protest against that? So, like I said, the protesters did not distinguish what they were protesting for. Like, what did they do for the Liberian people that this government came and taking all the way back? That's how you protest, and that's how. Look, I took part in the June 7 protest, right? And the reason why we protested June 7 was one, the president, one, when he became president, there were 16 billion talking about missing map up exercise 25 million. You had the president paying condominiums. You had officials of his government borrowing money from the bank that they did not show how they were going to pay it just because they were in power. Okay, you had auditors being murdered because they were doing their job. So Liberians were going through some hard economic hardship because prices were high. People were standing in line for gasoline. People were climbing over fences for rice. So when you look at all those holistic things, you put it together and say, okay, the people were receptive. even when they pronounced the June 7 protest, you could see the euphoria. Okay, you could see that most citizens, seditions, UPs, other political organizations, partisans were in favor of the June 7 protest. That's why June 7 protest became one of the massive protest action in Liberia. But this protest, you have somebody like Akaras who was in front of this protest. This guy was chairman on executive. So if the executive branch wanted a bill that could uplift the Liberian people from whatever situation they were going through, he was the liaison between the legislature and the executive. What did he do for the 6 years that CDC were in power? Nothing. So you can't go be protesting for something for a government that in power for 1.5 years and things are improving for the Liberian people. Okay, so that's why the protest did not resonate. They just went out there in handful and whatever they had to do, but at the end of the day, the protest did not have any lasting impact on the Liberian people.
You know, for me, I will look at the protest to be one of the failures, one of the failed protests in the interest. This protest was not in the interest of the Liberian people.
No.
This protest was a massive failure. Let me point out a few things here that I observed of the protest. I observed that the protest was spearheaded by quote unquote seditions. Now, Mama Molu claimed that he is a civil society organization called STEN. But this STEN group, you going for protests. Then you became CDC chairman for CDC. He was there. CDC ex as Secretary General Moses Ascargre was there. CDC youth lead, he was there. So the entire CDC. So now when they told them that hey, you will now present the plight to someone who defeated Moses Ascara Gray, they said that they would not do that. All right. Present your plight to the speaker. Then they said that the speaker is a rebel speaker. But the vice president cannot be able to come in there. You are requesting for the president or the vice president. Someone from the Senate Judiciary Committee came and stood up. And you guys said no. So in my opinion, the protest was a failure. The protest was not in the interest of the Liberian people. And that is the reason why the protest was inferior. Let me say something. When I was monitoring OKFN that morning, the people of OKFN reported call, Frangide, Sino, Riverses, and the reporter said that in Grand Jira, they are not even start thinking about protests. The people are going on with their normal business. That they are now resolved that JMB government is doing extremely well in the interest of the common people. Let me say this. When the people saw that the road leading to go to Grand Jira from Morovia, the road that people were going on, that they want to take them 1 week to a month, now people can be able to fly, people can be able to make their way to Grand Jira in less than 8 hours. You will be able to reach. So the person that as a way of development, as a way of being the interest of the Granjirians. Now, then the reporter called from Rural says, the reporter said, the people of Rural said they are not even start thinking of that. That they are not even start thinking of their protests. What they are thinking about is how to go on with their normal business. So that indeed is a clear message to the Liberian people. There were some of them who make their way to the protests, but as far as Magibi, As far as Magibi, I did not see a single Magibian making their way to Morovia.
You know what was that, AB? The thing is, the first thing Mamba Modu said, it was going to be a nationwide protest. There will be going to be protests in Washington, D.C., Brussels, and other places around the world, right? In Moravia, you couldn't even get a handful of people to go protest with you. And you announce nationwide protests, which means every country was going to protest. Why would the people of Grand Nigeria protest? They couldn't. Why? Because when the road is pliable from Moravia to Grand Nigeria, the 10,000 the people are paying from Ganta to Grand Nigeria was now 7,000 because the road was good. They could carry their goods and services from Grand Nigeria to Ganta to Moravia, and they could buy their goods from Moravia to Ganta to Grand Nigeria. Transportation was down, things prices are down in Grand Nigeria, gas prices down. So that's the reason why the people of Grand Nigeria would tell you that they are not interested in any protest. Because when you were there, that's what I said. The protesters should have distinguished themselves from the GMB government. What their government did in years to uplift the plight of the people and compared to what the government is doing. When you are in power, you are taking helicopter, you are passing through Ivory Coast to go to Grand Nigeria. This government is just, and that's 6 years. That's 6 years time. This government is in power for 1.5 years. People are going to Grand Nigeria in 6-7 hours. Okay, why would the people from the southeast join your protest? They can't, because what? Now people can leave from Bikini to Hyper, Texas. Texas are driving from here to Hyper. Okay, prices will be down, gas prices are down. People, goods and services are not spoiling on the road. They are now making money from bringing their goods from those areas to Morovia or to whatever market that they intended to bring their markets. But during the CDC regime, they couldn't do it because the road was not accessible. So nobody is going to follow you to derail their life because of your own self-esteem. Okay, so Grandiers are not going to follow behind Mama Molu, who was wearing Gucci bag, Gucci shoes, and a riding Range Rover car for 6 years while those people were suffering. Okay, do you know how much people were spending from Ghana to Grand Nigeria doing the rainy season at this time where NTA buses are leaving from Montreal to Maryland? Do you know how much people are spending from just from Ghana to Maryland, AB? And now transportation is very accessible and affordable, and people can have goods and services at their disposal in a short period of time. That's the reason why people did not take this protest to be any serious, because the faces of the protest were the people that put them in abject poverty. And this government is trying to create that alleviation for the people, that they can be able to do their businesses, they can be able to bring their goods to market and be able to get money so that they can take care of their family. So that's why the protest was just an abject failure, and it did not resonate with the Liberian people. And when you look at the protests, it's all seditions.
I'm telling you,
There
they
was
were
no
all
cross.
citizens.
There was no cross section of Liberians from all walk of life who felt that this GMB government is the reason of their plight. Okay, this CC government should have outlined their plan. I mean, their achievement to say, you know what, when we were in power, this is what we did for the Liberian people. Okay, we took Liberian people from, and then I hear some of the market people saying that when Joria were in power, things were better. GMB they're not buying. So why you still selling?
But
Why are you still selling?
let me say this.
Okay.
Mobile Molu was the chairperson for CDC when the four Mason boss disappeared in a twinkling of an eye without any investigation. They carried on the investigation. Mobile Molu did not stand up for injustice.
Did you ever hear Mama Molu talking during the 6 years, maybe?
When they put a kill the auditors, Mama Molu could not even say speak. That was not injustice. When the guy was killed from Central Bank, that was Mafia Innes. That was not injustice.
But AB, I told you this, right?
We can go on and on and on and on and on. When the police, the deputy police director for operations, when you are flocked to CDC headquarters, Mama Malo did not talk about injustice. So how come this notorious, this BM, God calling himself stand chair leader? How come this guy, when the United Party defeated the CDC, this guy resigned in the name of forming a group, a pressure group, for them to be able to mount pressure. Look at all of the guys that for the protests. How many guys did you see there? Let me play you guys a clip.
How you doing, Chief? Can we talk a little bit, please? I'm seeing you talking like you're expressing your concern. How you doing? Welcome to Variety TV.
I'm Joshua Morris.
Okay, Mr. Morris. How you see to this protest? Let's talk about it.
It's put our house people right from house people. They can do talking about it. Cannot town. They will do work stay. But as they do no job. So we are getting no job. I don't know where we see. They say nowhere.
So that's one of the points you're talking about, the low employment in the country, and you said that because
more people in the ministry, they inside lower science school.
So many unqualified people were placed in position. You think that's why they are angry and they come out with the protest?
So what do?
Let's talk about the hardship. That's one of the accounts. They say hardship in the country. So meaning no hardship.
No hardship. Free money.
They also talk about brutality from the police.
No, the police they can bring it. This is the police. The people say they are not calling nobody. But that's easy industry going forward. So police will do the next thing. Therefore, government will be free of charge to the all you say that.
That's all. How you see the government as a citizen?
The government, they are doing well. They're trying their best.
Little over 1 year plus. Comparing it with where I come in, comparing it with the CDC government that.
Go play for me whole party beer, go play for me when you do you get once the element of the people holding when you play good for you can group work everything
all right, so let's talk about brother. You seems to be a fan of OK.
Yes, I'm a fan of OK.
Meaning you are not a journalist, but you're a fan.
Sure.
What do you make of this, our brother who they just in? What do you make of? He is saying that Becquerel was 4,800 to Raleigh. Now the Becquerel says 3,000. Before it was 3,800. Now so minus 800. So now the Becquerel is 3,000 to Raleigh. Now he is saying that he is doing a security work in the country. He has not said enough for him to be able to put his hand between his legs.
Of course. And those are the young men that understand, because I don't know that dude, right? I don't know the guy. But like I told you before, AB, CDC ran as the grassroots party. They ran in the interest of the masses to lift the masses out of poverty. But their 6-year rule left a lot of people in poverty than they met. So that young man is telling you that the age-old problem of Liberia, the CDC for 6 years did not even lay the groundwork for the United Party to come and meet. Remember, CDC was a kleptocratic government. They stole all of the money, and UP came and had to start from scratch. And for this government to be in power for 1.5 years, you see people salary from $40, $75 to the minimum wage of $150. You see people getting increase in their salary. You see people taking salary on time. Okay, remember now, AB, people were protesting because they were not getting paid. But right now, people are getting paid even before the 25th of every month. Okay, that's a serious government. You have people, who are employed by the CDC on supplementary payroll. If you are in the interest of these people, you should have regularized them based on their credentials to make them full-time employee. As the party of the masses, you did not do that. Okay, so this guy is simply trying to tell you that people are lazy. They want to blame the government for everything. He's a security guard by night, and during the day he do construction. So that's why he's telling you that the United Party government has done more in 1.5 years than the CDC. Under the CDC regime, it was 3,800. The now is 3,000, 3,200. So who do you prefer? So that's the reason why you saw the Liberian people just sat and look at these people making mockery of themselves, because the government that is improving my life, I can't go against them just because you are jealous or because you are bitter that you're not in power. And when you are in power, you did not do what this government is doing. Common example: the rice, the gas prices, okay, the roads, the hospitals. You and I were here. People are crying that hospitals they not have medication. When people went to hospitals, they send them to Lucky Pharmacy and other places to go buy medication. Right now, my about 95% of government hospital or clinics got a medication there that when you go, you are prescribed medication, you buy the medication right there, and you go home, you get treatment. Okay, you have health facilities that did not have electricity or power, where people are using phone light, okay, to do surgeries. Now you have the renewable energy people that are putting solar energy on most of the hospitals and healthcare facilities in the country. Okay, you have students who YFE have been paid because we were made to understand that the government were paying YF school, YF fees. But come to find out that Liberia was indebted to Liberia was indebted to ECOWAS. Okay, even the Senator Snow, who want this government to fail, is now proud that Liberia is now current on the ECOWAS remittance. Okay, so that is the reason why you saw this protest did not go anywhere, because one, the messengers were not the real people. They sat in government for 6 years, did not do anything for the citizens, and two, the people are seeing changes that they cannot afford to go back to what CDC did for them. So that's the reason why you saw the protest was a very failure, and they did not go anywhere. And then they came back to say they gave the government 14 days. Like if you pronounce that you had a nationwide protest where people was going to be protesting in Washington D.C., Brussels, Australia, the entire 15 days, if you pronounce that for 3 months and come the protest day, you could not even put up 10,000 press, and now you talk about after 14 days it will be another nationwide protest. Give me a break. Where are you going? So Mama Molu was just a fraud. They only wanted this. They only wanted to do this protest because they wanted to see if the government was going to call them to give them money, and then they had other opposition leaders funneling money to them, and that's the money that they wanted. But the protest was not anything.
But at the time they were carrying on the protest, JMB was en route going to Bon County. JMB was en route going at the time they were talking about the protest. Look, let me be frank here. I strongly believe that Mobile Molu he tried. He tried. You know, that is a thing that we can be able to give him. He tried. But this protest was a massive failure. Look, to me, Mobile wanted to show Josh when we are who get crowd.
I told you that he was trying to show George Weah that he has some command over the masses of his party. That's what he did. That's what Mohamed did.
Let me play you another clip here.
man with the support of Joseph Walker that attacked the legitimacy and the authority of the Supreme Court will not be recognized as Speaker of this country. Therefore, Rachel Kuhn lacks legitimacy to be Speaker. Rachel Kuhn is an alleged criminal and must be prosecuted for bribery and for corruption. Hello? With that said, the petition will still be read. That's it. The petition will still be read. The program will still go ahead. But someone said, "But if President Boakai does not show up here today or send a respected member of this office to receive our petition, we promise at the end of this program, we the people of this country, we will come back to the street in the future. And when we come back, the demands that we will make will be far greater than today's demands. Thank you, God bless you. Thank you. That was the voice of Mother Malu. General Stan, his position to the introduction of the program. At this time, we call on the chairman of PROSA, the indomitable avant-garde progressive student alliance of the University of Liberia. Chairman of PROSA. Where's the chairman of PROSA? Amanda! Viva, viva, viva!
My friend and brothers, what you make of this guy comment? He is saying JMB does not send someone for them to be able to accept their petitions. They will come back, and they're coming back. It will be more greater than on the 17th. How do you analyze such a statement?
That's
My friend and brother Lawrence, and welcome Lawrence for welcome
the statement from Mama
Yeah,
Modi.
thank you.
The statement from Mama Modi tell you that the protest was a failure because when you call for a mass protest, nationwide mass protest, you assemble, and at the end of the day, the only thing you have to say is if the president does not come hold a petition, you come back and you come back more than what we were seeing. Just say that the protest was just a non and void, and you are bluffing, because if you say Roger Kun is not a legitimate speaker, when the man went through the process after the speaker debacle on Capitol Hill, and he was elected by two-thirds majority of the House, defeating Musa Bedede, why would you say the man is an illegitimate speaker? So when you're trying to save face, when you want to do something and you thought and you believe in it that it will work, and it turned out that it did not go the way you wanted, you try to find a way out. Maybe the last time we were on here, I told you when Mama Malu was with a little case, like talk, for him to leave the case to go home, he has to say, "Oh, Jama, you guys camping here? I'll be here tonight," and just turn around and went and got in his car to go. So that's the fate of a man who just the man who just experienced failure, and everything that he planned, the way he thought that the protest was going to go, he did not see it, so he had to resort back to, if he's not come, we'll come back. Come back to do what? So you plan for 3-4 months, you plan for protest for 3-4 months, only for you to go come back. So it was just a waste of time. That's how I see it.
Okay, let me welcome my friend and brother Anthony Gay. Anthony Gay, welcome. Lawrence, what do you have to say about this mobile model statement in stating that if the president does not come to accept a petition, that means that they will come back. And when we're coming back, we will be more than ever before. What do you make of that statement?
Yeah, first of all, AB, the Constitution grants protest. Article 17 of the Liberian Constitution grants that there should be protest. So I just want to read war for war. You say all persons at all times in an orderly and peaceable manner shall have the right to assemble and consult upon the common good, to instruct their representatives, to petition the government or other functionaries for the redress of grievances, and to associate fully with others or refuse to associate in political parties, trade unions, and other organizations. Now, this article of the Liberian Constitution did not point out that if you have a petition, the president should be subjected to receiving a petition. The article did not say it. The article say you can petition your government if you have any grievances against that government. You can peaceable assemble in an orderly manner and petition your government. The name of few actors, the name they say they are representatives.
That means that
They
the House
also
of
said to
Representatives, right?
yeah, yeah. They also said to petition the government or other functionaries. Now, so it is not binding in this article that the president should receive petition from protesters. So I think Moba Molu did not read well this article, for which he said the president must be the one to receive it. No, anybody in the government, the representative too can receive that petition, because the government is divided into three branches. You have
But
the
yeah, yeah,
legislature.
their representatives, their representative came out for them to be able to receive their petitions. Uh, Mobakalu said that the speaker is not legitimate speaker. The speaker is a rebel speaker. But then Mr. To was the one who was to receive the petitions. But Moses Askara Gray, he deemed it necessary to not be able to go on that route because he was the guy. That guy was the guy that defeated him. So I mean, yeah.
Yeah, so let me just end my thought, right? So on mobile analysis, I don't know where he took that from to say the speaker is not legitimate speaker, because we all witnessed the election that took place and he defeated Musa Hassan Belete and he won as the legitimate speaker of the House of Representatives. So maybe Moba Molu was speaking out of different context, so I don't know what he was saying. But
Yeah,
I'm
just
saying
just
the Article 17 of the Liberian Constitution did not bind the president of Liberia to be the one to receive petition from protesters.
Okay.
I think these guys are just copying from the June 7 protest
I think
that
so.
took place
I think so.
2019. So the thing here is all their counts within their petition are things that the government are trying to solve. It is not something to say these things are left unsolved. You have government officials that have been suspended, fired from their job. You have the president trying to work on. He recognized that flying private jet is something president should be able to do, because you will not have president going to represent the country out there, and then you expect that president to take on business flight, because this man has to be on time and so forth. So those are things they are working on. So you cannot say the president must be the one to receive the petition. If the president does not receive it, then you're going to come back. And equally, so you should understand where your right starts, there where another man's right begins. And the article said You have the right to associate and you have the right to disassociate. So those of them calling for protest should understand that others have the right to free movement. So it is not every time when president does not receive a petition, then you will come back. No, it is not president that is responsible to receive petition. Anybody in the government can receive your petition and present it, and they can work on it. Thank you.
Thank you. Let me recognize my friend and brother Anthony Gay. Anthony Gay. You are muted, Anthony. You are muted.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah. You better.
All right.
What do you make of the protests and some of the things that the protest slash CDC guy said? I know.
Thank you very much. And I like the fact that, many people can talk about, oh, everyone have their freedom in Liberia, but when you exercise that freedom, then they try to put boundaries. I listened to the two speakers on the subject matter. First and foremost, I don't know why there should be an equivalent or comparison between June 7th and July 17th protests. One person can protest. Two persons can protest. 10 persons can protest. This protest was successful. People say it wasn't successful. I don't understand why people are making argument about these things. Rosa Park, one lady on the bus protested.
But there was injustices at that time.
Listen my dear brother. When other people were speaking, I didn't say anything. I remained quiet. I disciplined myself.
Okay, all right, okay.
Good. So here is what we need to look at. Are there legitimate reasons to protest this government? That's the first question. Are there legitimate reasons to protest the government? The answer is yes. There are legitimate reasons to protest this government. The issue of the 10-year position, the issue of the motor back riders, compliance. The compliance requirement that you must have a helmet, your motorbike has to be registered, you must have a reflective vest and other different things that yielded $14 million towards the economy of Liberia. And then in return, they were denied access to apply those various streets where they generate the money from. Then there are no alternative for job opportunity, but they cut them off. And another person I heard make the argument, oh, even in the United States, the tractor-trailer trucks generate more money. They don't ply every street. You are right. They don't ply every street because there are alternative routes specifically for truckers. Do we have alternative routes for bikers in Liberia? The answer is no. Now let's come to what my brother just raised of the Article 17 of the Constitution of Liberia. How the people, it didn't say the president must be the one. It also did not say the president should not be the one. Law is reasoning. The essence of law is reasoning. Who is the head of government today in Liberia? Joseph Yuma Bwaga, His Excellency. He is the head. He is the commander-in-chief. He is the father of the nation. Yes, there are three separate branches of government, but the executive branch is the head of the nation. The president remains the only person who can appoint cabinet positions. He's the only person when lawmaker make law that have the power to veto it, just like he did recent time. And so when we come here and say, oh, another point brother raised here is that so they can't be protesting because they play your right stop, the other people right begin from there. When the protesters have to protest, they're not stopping your doorway. They're not coming from your house to block your door. They're not blocking street. So if they're marching on the street, you can go left, they go right. Are they bothering you? They're not bothering you. You're not bothering them. Go by your business. If they are blocking major roads, then yes, they are violating other people's rights to move about. But if they are getting permits and they are moving to where they're supposed to go, they're not bothering you. Some protests don't even need permit if it's spontaneous. Something happened and the group just jump in the street without anything. It's instantaneous. They just jump in the streets. Spontaneous protest does not require permit. Again, I will plead with my fellow citizens, Liberian. You don't have to be for protest. You don't have to participate in protest. If you're okay with what going on, fine with you.
But I just wanted
But
to ask you
one thing
one
we
question.
shouldn't do, we
I
should
just
not
wanted to
pretend
I
as
just wanted to
though
ask you one question.
protest is bad. Go ahead, ask me the question.
Uh, I understand that it's everyone's right for them to be able to protest, and I not disagree with you on that. But the person who is leading the protest, is him right at this time? Is him right at this time? Because I come here.
I ain't saying it,
Yesterday,
yo. I get
yesterday,
room my his man.
yesterday,
Oh, okay,
yesterday,
me staying straight. Say
yesterday,
I don't distract you.
yesterday, this guy, he was the chairperson for the CDC. When the thousands of injustices were going on, the killing of the four Mason boys, Mobile came Molu did not say crack. When those other children were killed, Mobile Molu did not say a penny. When Mafia Ines were killed, Mara Molu did not say a crack. And I can go on and go on. At this time, you are not in power. So far, the United States government were able to need that is autocratic. As far as the United States were able to say that there is a a massive killing going on. He did not protest. This government has come and is trying their best. Everything is not rosary. I know that. I think this come around, Baba Molo does not have the face, and that's the reason. Before I land, I will agree with the learned counselor from Nima. He said that a political party does not endorse this protest because Moba Molu, he does not have the face to be able to face in the Liberian people in the name of injustices. What do you have to say?
So let me respond to the last part, and I'll respond to the first one. Yeah, Councilor Ganglo has to take a position. It's a well calculated political move. It's a well calculated political move. Are there reason to protest? Yes. Mobile model may not be the perfect person, the rightful messenger in terms of other things that you outlined because the administration was in power and some of the things happened they require. Fair point. Great point. Does that mean the protest should not take place? No. The protest has to take place. Who are the upright people who are protesting now? If you know any one of them, we want to work with them. If you know any upright person who have clean hands, want to protest this government, we will support them. Until then, we'll support those that muster the courage to hold this government to account. There was news out there that the president no international wire reporting that nobody came to the country. As a zero can be compared to CNN, BBC. That's not small news media. They carry the news. They interview Mobile Bolu. It has also been registered as a peaceful protest in Liberia. Now, to the effect where um you said, with all the killings and everything, I too firm on those killings. But this government is clothed with the responsibility to investigate and hold people accountable to dispense justice for those auditors, for those missing boys. When the current IG came into office, he told they were reopening those cases.
Okay.
And later on, they closed those cases.
Okay.
So, yes, the circumstances here, and I'm going to close with this, is that this administration
Mm-hmm.
came on the mantra of rescuing the nation,
Yeah.
restoring the dignity of this country,
Yeah.
and so on and so forth. In the last 18 months, we have seen our president travel. What has he brought back to the country from all of his international travels? What has he brought back? What have Liberia benefited from all, not just the America he came to, because he went to South Korea, they signed 23 MOUs in South Korea, right? What has this president brought back to Liberia in the last 18 months? I'm not saying, I'm not comparing him to George Weah 6 years. I'm only evaluating his 18 months in office and his 18 months period of international travels. What has he brought back to the country? I want to you back my time. Abby, are you back? You got me on the screen.
AB muted.
If any of you guys want to say something, and before we move on to the next topic of discussions, if any of you
So let me,
guys want to, yeah, I'm talking about
yeah,
Zeze
let me,
here first. Zeze,
Yeah, I sat here and listened to Brother Anthony, you know, taking his political posture, whatever that is, I don't know. But I'll first talk about the protest he's talking about. Nobody was against the protest. That's the reason why the police gave the protesters the route. So the protesters were not impeded from protesting. They were not stopped. They were given the permit to protest, and they were given their routes, and they protested. When you talk about the reason why the protest was going on is because of Mother Barada being restricted. Is this the first? Is Liberia the first country to restrict motorbike riders? You are talking about the 18 wheelers in America here. You talking about they got a special route? No, they don't just have a special route. If you going on Interstate 85, 95, all these major highways, you see they say no truck or three acts on the left lane. Why are they not protesting? Because they restricted them from going on the left lane. You restrict people because of safety. And you when you talk about the government, uh, uh, what have they brought in the last 18 months? It's not 18 months. The government has been in power for 1.5 year. So when we arguing on this
That's
medium,
18 months, my brother. One
it's
year,
not
6
18
months.
months. No, 1 year 6 months is not 18 months. One year
So
five
1 year at
one year
12 months,
five
plus 6 months
months.
or what? Huh?
1 year is 1 year 5 months. The government came to power January of 2024, and we are in July.
My brother,
January
few
January.
days. For few
No,
days.
don't
Okay.
say few days.
But when
Don't
I
say
wouldn't
few
few
days.
days, when I
no,
would
Okay.
no, no, it's not.
No,
It's
you
not.
know,
It's not. It's
but
not.
the thing, the government that you're talking about protesting, what was the groundwork laid for this government to come in to bring investment? The first thing before you bring investment in the country, there's two things you have to take into consideration which the government is doing. You have to have electricity and you have to have roads. Okay, so everybody talk about the government is not providing jobs. How do you provide jobs when you don't even have electricity and you don't have roads? A government testing was in power for 6 years. How many kilometers of road did they pave that will open farm to market roads? How many power did they add to the electric grid? You made 88 megawatt of power and you left it like that. And you're talking about why the government has not brought investment into the country? when you are doing debate or when you want to argue about something, make sure you have the baseline. Like I said, I don't know your political affiliation, but for a serious government that came into power, if you have the groundwork laid, that's what I was telling AB. For CDC to protest against the Unity Party, they should set their baseline of what they did positive for this country, that the unity power government came into power is now is being up to those positive that they gain. Okay, you had a government that did not even add to the kilometer of road farm to market. They did not add to electricity grid. Okay, you have inflation was to the roof, 10.something%. This government came and met empty covers, and you expect a government of 1.5 year or 18 months, like you said, to perform magic, brother. When we're doing debate, let's be
First of
factual.
all, you want to debate me? If you want to debate me, we can arrange
We are on
with
the
with
platform.
No,
AB.
no,
We are on
no,
the
no,
platform.
no,
We are
no,
on the
no, no,
platform.
No,
no.
if you want to debate
We
me,
are
We
no,
are on the
no,
we
no,
can
platform.
we
no.
can we can have a we
You
can
give your
have a,
We are
output.
a
Anthony,
restart
You
Anthony,
give
and we
your
Anthony,
come on the
opinion.
Anthony,
You
platform.
give your opinion, and
Anthony,
I give my
Anthony,
opinion.
Anthony.
So
We
No,
are
but
on
I'm
a
you
I'm, I'm
platform.
just
diverting the
countering. No,
conversation.
I'm countering
No,
your
no, but you
argument.
divert you.
I'm
There's
not
a complete
diverting.
whole discussion.
I'm not diverting. You said the restricted motorcyclists. That's why they are protesting. I'm telling you, you have 18 wheelers that are restricted on the tail end when you own major highways. Okay, so I'm just countering your opinions. Okay, I'm not diverting from. We are discussing protests here. Okay, you have a government in power that when they left power, the rest price was $3,800. You have a government that's in power now that red prices are 3,200. You had a government in power that gas prices were to the roof. People are sending online. People are claiming over fences for for rice. Right now, everything about rice and gas is stable. Okay, when you want to debate, you debate what you did and what the next person is doing. So I'm just countering your points. Don't If you want to debate one
Okay,
on one, I'm open to debate you one on one.
okay,
I'm not.
okay, okay,
No,
okay,
So
I'm
okay.
I'm a student of debate.
Brazize,
Let Brother Lawrence come in.
yeah. Let us bring Lawrence. Lawrence.
yeah. All right. So there are few things Anthony was talking on, and
Anthony, just keep quiet.
we
Let the people
we
talk. We'll put you on.
Lorry, 30
we.
seconds, please. If
No,
I
no,
may, 30
let
seconds.
let me continue your point, my man.
But can,
Uh,
you
Okay,
were
no matter.
talking. I did
Yeah.
not call for
No,
30 seconds
asking
from
you for
you.
30
No,
seconds, please.
when you are talking,
No,
people are sat here
Zeze,
and
after
people
I'm
are
after
not asking
quiet.
you,
after
Zeze.
No, but
after Brad
I'm telling
Lawrence,
you,
after Brad Lawrence,
when you
then
are talking,
I will grant you the
Lawrence,
30
AB, and
seconds.
myself were
I
quiet. You
only
talk for
asked
almost three
Laurie if
minutes.
I could use his 30 seconds.
No, let Lawrence
Yeah,
talk, my
yeah.
man.
As
But
soon
you're
as
not
soon
Lawrence.
That's how you
soon
distort the
as
Zeze,
argument.
Lawrence,
restrain
Don't
yourself, my brother. I know
so
you're so hot
Lawrence,
now because I said something that really bothers you. I
don't
was
Lawrence,
distort the argument
Lawrence,
Laurie,
because
go ahead, yeah, my brother. I'll wait for my
Lawrence,
green
go
card to come
Lawrence.
back.
ahead.
I will have an opportunity. I'll respond to
yes.
that.
Yeah,
So
Just
yeah.
relax.
Brad Anthony, you will have a 30 second for you to be able to
Mm.
come back. Go ahead, Brad
But
so
Lawrence.
Zeze, you're the
so
host now.
I,
So relax yourself.
I have nothing personal, my man. We're just having a
I
debate.
never
so
said you were personal. I
AB
said you're not a host. That's what I said. I didn't say you were personal.
so
Brad
AB
Lawrence, go
asked
ahead.
question. Yeah. So AB asked questions, and based on those questions, we were answering. So I gave an answer towards whether the president he said Moba Molu refused to come because they demanded that the president should be the one to receive the petition. And I read the constitution. The constitution did not point out anyone that should be the recipient of petition. The constitution did not point out. And you said equally so, the constitution did not also say that the president cannot receive the petition. However, what the constitution said, you have the right to petition your government. The constitution did not say the president is binding to hold that petition from protester. No. Now, second thing here is like what Zizi was saying. If you want to protest, if we watch the protest, this gun protest, it is a sedition protest. It is not a stand protest because we saw seditions in petition endorsing this protest. what do you say, auxiliary of CDC in those days. It was CDC that was protesting under the name cost 10. So we all know that. Therefore, if CDC wants to protest, they should also tell us how their leadership was. What did they do to alleviate these things they are protesting against? Now, their only argument here is it is the reason why United Party was voted in. Okay, granted, we agree. So United Party is working on those things that they are protesting against. You have a government that just came into power 1 year, 7 months. 1 year, 7 months of this government in power, right? And you have tremendous development taking place. Listen to some of the protesters. You have three guys who are saying they're protesting because the government stopped them from selling drugs. You understand that? The government stopped them from selling drugs, so that's why they are protesting. So you selling illicit drugs, and the government stop you from doing that, and you say you are making money out of that. So you want to be selling illicit drugs. Does that make sense? That you should continue selling illicit drugs that will damage your own health, the health of others? Then we're talking about the motorbike riders. During early time, they were restricted. You had them in the community. You were talking about alternative routes. So the community roads are the alternative roads that they should plant on. They should not plant on a major road where you will be facing a lot of accident until JFK will even know some accident from motorbike riders. That when you carry a motorbike rider case at JFK, they don't care. You know how many accidents used to take place when motorbike riders are flying the streets? But now they are within the community. You're not finding many accidents taking place. I'm not saying there's no accident, but it is minimized. So these things, when there are restrictions on which vehicle or which how we can call mobility should be carried on certain road, one is based on safety, two is based on the engineering advice, because the engineer will know the kind of weight load that's supposed to plow on certain road. So that's why if a truck that's supposed to plow on maybe a road that is within the community, they're gonna put it there and say no, truck allowed to take this route. So motorbike riders being restricted, I see that not to be a protest because it is their own safety. And with them having reflective jacket, helmet, and shoes on their feet, I mean, it's for their safety. It does not mean when you have them, you should go on the road. You should go on major roads to go and ride. No. So government has right to restrict vehicles from plying on certain road, and this is applicable everywhere in the world, even within the United States. There are certain road trucks cannot ply. So you cannot say because the government stopped you from plying on a major road, so you must go and protest. That protest, you protest from now to any day. Government will not allow you to go on the streets because they understand that it is for your own safety. It almost telling your child that drinking poison will kill you, and your child say he going against you, but you telling him not to drink poison. Will you allow your child to drink poison because you're telling your child for him to be safe? So we should understand the two reasons I see that this protest was okay, that it was better for them to protest. One was the president flying private jet. That for me, they should have protested against that. Why? Because United Party spoke against George Weah flying private jet, and you have this president doing the same. So they had the right to protest against such act. Because if you said yesterday this thing was wrong, today it should also be wrong. And with the issue of the president buying luxurious car, his security advising him to buy luxurious car, it is a count that they should also protest against, because this was the same United Party that talked about George Weah using, buying luxurious things. So these things make sense. If you talk about the drugs based, there are issues that you should protest against. But there are other things that are not necessary to go about to protest against, because we listen to protesters. Some of them were saying things that did not even make sense. So these three things that I have named, Those are things I think were necessary to be protested against. So I rest on here.
All right, AB, if I may, first and foremost, this is my first time to see people who promise they're gonna deliver turn into excuse. They came with all of their experiences, they have the expertise, they have the technical knowledge and whatnot. Quote unquote, this is safety. First and foremost, currently as we speak tonight, to obtain a driver license in Liberia, there is no written driving test that is given, no road test. You can obtain a driver license without taking a driver exam, which is the first step of safety. You must know the road sign, the driving rules, and the law. None of that is done. Point number one. Point number two, people drive on the opposite side of the street called third lane, quote unquote. We don't have no such thing called third lane. And it's still happening today in Liberia, quote unquote, for safety purposes. Back rider have already complied. They have the helmet, they have the reflective vest, and all of the different things. They have already complied. What about vehicles? You got people coming from Freeport with container, not strapped on the flatbed trucks, plying in the middle of the streets, quote unquote safety. Major intersection, no stop sign, no traffic light, quote unquote for safety reason. You're talking to the guy who have a license of OSHA. I have OSHA 30. I live and walk safety every day. So you want to talk about safety? Give me a break here. This government came to office to serve the Liberian people. Unity Party, you making an excuse. Oh, they were in office. What is the groundwork they laid? What was the groundwork that Unity Party laid for CC? And right after 1 year, around the same time, Unity Party joined the COP and protested June 7th.
Anthony,
What?
let me hold you there. It was not 1 year. I mean, 2019. That was when or 2020. That was when the people
So
protested, right?
George, we are 2018.
So it was
2017, one, you took off in 2018,
ABA was
January.
1 year. ABA was
Okay.
1 year.
It was the
Okay.
same time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
June 7 happened. They want a July 7, so at least they want to give you at least
Maybe I will
1
give
month
you a
in
30
advance.
second, yeah?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So you see the hypocrisy here. This is the reason why the country it is the way it is. You have a president using taxpayer money to dedicate a police booth that does not exist anymore, dedicating a printer, biometric printer, one printer. They have to move the president of the republic with all of the logistics that come with it, just to go dedicate a printer. This president told or misinformed, because I shouldn't use the other word, that a solid metal steel concentrator will create 6,000 jobs. You can do a simple Google search right now. Compare a iron ore concentrator to a steel mill plant. What is in the best interest of the host country? They will tell you a steel mill plant compared to an iron ore concentrator. That concentrator is a fancy word. It's there to crush the iron ore, put it into pellets, small metals, and take it out of Liberia so that way they don't carry that. Everything will be carried will be 100% iron. It's in the best interest of the corporation. And it's never going to create 6,000 jobs. If they have a steel mill plant in Liberia, it will create up to 15,000 jobs. And it will create job opportunity.
That was not what
These
they
are
said.
things, these are the myths that the government told us. Some of the reasons why no jobs. People protested for jobs. People protested for jobs.
Okay.
AB,
So
AB.
it's the same part of it. They
I
protested for
don't need a
jobs, no
wrap up
jobs.
so I can get my 30 second, please.
So
Okay.
when these guys come here, I want to intellectualize the conversation. I can just laugh. Me, and I'm making anything up here. I'm only holding them. Last August, this government also launched an agriculture initiative that's supposed to reduce rice import to the country by 70% in 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing fully well, Liberia does not have any form of infrastructure for mechanized farming right now. We don't have it. How then you can say you'll reduce rice import by 70%? Right next door, our neighbor Ivory Coast did not reduce rice import by 70%. And they are doing so well with agriculture. In fact, the national budget of Ivory Coast this year, 25 billion with a B. 65% of that money came from agriculture. Folks, you're not talking to some dummy here. And
Okay.
so when you want to be talking these things, understand your administration is creating things for herself. Since the administration came into office, she has been trying so hard to find her footing. She has now found her footing. Now that you can beat your chest for one thing that this administration is doing well, they are doing so many things, trying to find themselves, but they have not gotten that signature thing. They try with the road is not as good as it's supposed to be. They try with what's the name? Launching initiative. Those
ABRT, you have to allot time to us because
Yeah,
you
I
can't
tell
get
you,
one
man, because
person. Yeah,
Yeah.
you
they
cannot get one
hold,
person
let
just
them have a
Yeah.
different
Yeah.
person. Can I call
Yeah.
it
spewing
your
lies,
Yeah.
and then you want for us
Yeah.
to be accepting the lies.
I
No.
Now the
challenge
only
you to
Yeah.
tell me
intellectual
what's
here.
the lie. I
Yeah,
Yeah.
challenge you right now. Tell me what is the
Yeah.
yeah,
lie.
because if
I
you
want
talk
to
about the
connect.
road,
Hold on, hold on,
doing
let me come in.
Okay.
no, I come in. Let me just
No.
I
No. No. No.
challenge
No.
you.
let
No.
me
No.
just
No.
squeeze in
No.
this.
No.
Tell me where
No.
the
No.
lie
My
to.
brother Lawrence. No.
Yeah,
No.
I
No.
come in.
No.
Let
Why
me
you
squeeze
guys
in
No.
this.
Let
No.
Lauren go
No.
ahead.
No.
chill,
Lauren,
No.
sip
go
of water
ahead.
a little
I
bit.
come in. Let me squeeze
Chill,
in this.
chill, chill a little bit.
No.
You
Lawrence.
too
You
hyper.
without
Lawrence.
telling, but
Lawrence.
You
Lawrence.
too
Maybe let
Hold
hyper.
on.
You
Lawrence
need
Hold
go
to
on.
calm
ahead.
down a little bit.
Maybe let
Hold on.
Lawrence go ahead. Let Lawrence go
let
ahead.
me let
Let
me
Lawrence.
Me, when I'm discussing the
Lawrence.
issue, I go straight
No,
to the issue.
Lawrence, go.
That your own
Hold on. Hold
initiative. You
on.
don't want to say you're going to reduce rice
My
input by 70%. Not me, oh.
my
That one want to the
Anthony,
ministerial company, the video out there.
Anthony, you're having 30 seconds for you to conclude.
All right, let me conclude here. So, all of this thing that been spewed in the name of safety, safety, safety. The first line of safety before a person operate anything they call a combustible engine,
Mm-hmm.
they must have a license and they should be trained on that engine.
Okay. Thank you.
And these guys getting driver license in Liberia without sitting for a road test, that's why they have to train them how to drive around a roundabout. Roundabout, the easiest of all things, they have to train people to do that. But if they
Okay.
have taken a rating driving test, they would have known that. But it's not
Thank you.
happening right now in Liberia.
Thank you. Thank you.
That one a lie again.
Brother Lawrence, you have 30
yeah,
seconds. And I watch you
yeah.
out
So
of it that
let
time.
me squeeze in this, right? He talked about the road during George Weah time, even extended to Eddie to leave from Monroe to Harper, Maryland County. It used to take you like almost a month, almost a month. Now, during this time, NTA bus plow that road and reach Harper without getting stuck in the mud. So you cannot say road is a major challenge to this government. During our George Weah time, the people of Magibi, even extending to the time that Liberia was founded, the Magibians did not experience any construction of road. Like there are community roads. I'm not talking about the road passing through Magibi to Gold. I'm not talking about the highway road because maybe you want to make better on it. But I'm talking about
Okay.
the community road, the feeder roads. Now,
Okay.
if you check in Magibi now, there are roads connectivity taking place, and even everywhere across the nation, in Grand Cape
Okay.
Mount, Lofa, everywhere, bridge
Okay.
being constructed of, let's say,
Okay.
bridging, Bon County and Apollo County. So this
Okay.
government is working. And that's the reason why you saw
Okay.
both turn
Okay.
out during the protest. And even are coming back.
Okay.
Liberians eyes are open now. Liberians of 20 to 2005 Liberians of 1985, they are not Liberians of
Okay.
2025.
Okay.
Liberians are
Thank you.
learning. You
Thank you.
are people who are seeing the realities. This government is working. That's the reason why you see CDC hard. Even the oppositions in general, they have
Thank you.
nothing tangible to
Another
protest
citizen,
against this
please.
government.
Thank you.
I'm
Thank you.
not saying that you are
Uh,
seditious, the
uh,
opposition in general.
my brother to say you have your 30 seconds.
Yeah, AB, thank you very much. You know, when Anthony come here act like he's the only intellectual, we have to counter him and dismiss some of his falsehoods. You said the government said in 5 years they will make sure that Liberia will be rest independent, and we've gone 18 months, and you
I
hold the
come in, Mr.
government.
Zeze. Brother Zeze, I come in. Let me play you this clip.
They will reduce rice import by 70%. That's what I said.
In 5 years.
Yes.
Okay, and we've gone 18
So,
months.
Ivory
Oh
Coast,
my
they
God.
not reduce rice import by
Don't compare
80%.
the Ivory Coast.
We're not
We are
talking
not
about
comparing
Africa.
this.
We're talking about 5 years. Then the government has gone 18 months. He's talking about
How will
Africa.
you compare Labrador who even don't even have economy equal to one?
You're not getting freedom to do your business.
Yes.
Do you still want to do your business and they stop you from doing it?
Yes.
You still want to do
I
it?
still want to do it.
Still want to sell it.
But that's my game.
When were you selling it?
I sell him a dozen part time.
I said, which time?
Which
Doing
time?
it, we have administration.
I start selling or doing anytime other now. I'm still selling, but my business go down.
They have a curse.
The brother saying that because of selling drugs, he was selling drugs. So this government has come for his drug selling. It has destabilized him. So that is the reason that he exposed us. Brother say he was on the
Do
phone.
we have
Yeah,
anybody who
Anthony, give me
do we
chance,
have
please.
anybody who is
Anthony,
Anthony, give me chance, guys.
a
Give me chance.
psychiatrist or
Give
a
me chance. Give me
psychologist here?
chance. Give me chance. Give me chance.
Anthony, give
Because we're discussing protests, and you said I was veering from the argument. You went on to the government promise that they will reduce rice import to 70% in 5 years, and then you come with a frivolous argument that the government have not done that in 18 months. How do you argue that? Then
No,
you
that's not what
argue.
I said.
Hold on. No, that what you said. Hold
No,
on.
no,
Don't
no, no,
don't
I didn't
interrupt
say
me.
that.
Don't
If you
interrupt
didn't
me.
understand me, let me tell
You
you what
said
I
the
said.
government promise. You said
The
the government
government
promise
promised
that they will
the government
reduce rice
no,
import by
no, 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 no.
70% in
The
five
government
years.
promised to reduce rice import by 70%
In
in
5 years.
5 years.
Okay, and
Yes.
how many years have we gone?
So I'm saying it is
No, don't say
not
how many years have
feasible.
we
No,
gone.
listen now.
No,
Listen.
no,
Let's look
it's
at the
not about what you
numbers.
think. It's not about what you think. How many
I'm
years
not
have we gone?
comparing. I'm not. Look, listen
No,
now.
you
Listen.
should be
No, but Anthony, just answer the question. How
yes.
many years have gone
Yeah, you
now?
should be discussing this after 6 years of the government. That's when you make this kind of comparative
The
analysis.
government did not
No, no,
do
no,
it.
no,
Then
no,
you
no,
got
no,
to
no,
put
no.
it.
First and foremost,
You don't gotta bring your own
first and
your own insinuation or your
first
own
and foremost,
opinion
if
as
I
if
tell you,
the government did that. So AB, the next thing he said was nobody is doing driving tests. No road sign. Like what system was in place in the past 6 years to show that people were getting driving lessons based on road tests or based on signs. This government is there to solve those problems. Okay, so when you debate, that's what I told you. When you're debating, you counter the argument with what was already existing.
but they say Unity Party were in office for
No,
12 years,
no,
right?
I'm not.
What
I'm
did they
talking
put
about
there?
GMB government. I'm talking about GMB government. My argument is about GMB government. I'm not going 12 years before the CDC. What I'm arguing here is the GMB government. That's what we are arguing. The protest is about GMB government. Okay, you talking about people should have a driver license. They should follow rules. And what were the systems that were in place before GMB took power
I
in
spoke of
the
safety.
18 months? Yeah, but you talking about safety. You said the government is
The
posting
first
was
step to
safety.
safety is to take the test.
Okay, now to take the test, was it in place? And they come making and took it away. Was it in place? No, it wasn't. So
If
you
the
can't.
government was serious about safety, they would
No, don't
address
say
that
government
first.
was sure about
No,
safety. No,
the question
the
asked was
question.
this: was it
Thank
in
you,
place
thank
before
you.
this government
I'm
coming to
asking you.
It
power?
doesn't have to be in place
Okay,
because the government
No, but
prioritized
no, no,
I
no.
safety.
mean
Was
because
it
this
in place?
government
No,
Because
no,
was
no.
it in place.
You missing
Okay.
the point.
I'm not
Okay.
missing
You
the
missing the
point
point.
because when
If
you
this go,
when you do
the
debate,
reason why the government
when you
stopped
do
the motor
debate,
back, the reason why the government put restriction on the back router
That's for safety reason,
That,
right?
why was it saved there? Because of too
No,
many
no, no, no. Hold
accidents.
on.
It was not because they
That
didn't
for
have
safety reason,
license.
right?
It wasn't because they didn't have license
No, listen.
or they didn't
That's for
have
safety
helmet.
reason,
It
right?
was because of accident. Accident is safety reason. So when you say
Yeah, but
safety, safety
getting a
doesn't even
driving
have to
test can. Do you know when
safety
somebody
or a
know the
driving
driving
test.
rule, they
No,
can
no,
avoid some
safety,
accident?
measure. Accident is more important than the driving lesson you're talking about. Doing accident take lives. Doing accident has injuries. That
My brother,
life
people go to
injuries.
defensive driving training here so they can drive
Okay.
better and avoid accident. You don't
Defendant
know that
driving
one?
is not in Liberia. Defendant driving was not in Liberia and is not in Liberia. So you don't
No.
hold this
The
comment.
first step to
comment.
safety is to educate the men the proper way
Okay,
first.
but so to educate them, we
So
have to
then why the
restrain them
government?
first.
Let's start with
We
that.
have to restrain them. We have to restrain them first to educate them.
You
Okay.
talk about safety. I challenge you on
Yes.
safety. Then you don't want to
Okay.
work on it.
When we restrain them,
Uh,
when we restrain them, then we can educate them.
we
Does
are
that make
about to
sense to you?
transition. We
If
are
we
about to
restrain them,
transition.
then we can educate them.
That's backward operation,
It's
my
not
brother.
backwards
No,
operation
it's
because
backward
Okay.
operation.
the
You don't
system
restrain
we
them
talking about was not in
first
place.
before they may even get to gain a
The
scheme
system
and get.
is okay, but
Okay.
they already have it. They already have it before the
Brothers,
government.
brothers, you having
No, that's not true.
20 more seconds for
Okay,
you
yeah.
to be able to conclude.
The thing is, AB, the people already had their driver license. They were already applying the street before the government came to power. The government that was going to protest, and the reason why I say that everything we're talking about was about the protest.
Yes.
These people had the same license. They had their driver license. They were applying the street before this government came to power. This government came and saw the rate of accident, the rate of death. So to mitigate all those things, they had to restrict them. And when you restrict them, then you put all the different mechanisms in place that will make sure that before they plat those restricted areas, there will be mechanism put in place to make sure that safety is the primary concern. Okay, and then he talked about the roads are not significant. Are you kidding me?
10
You
more
have it.
seconds.
You,
I
you,
never said that.
you, have,
10
you,
more
you said
seconds.
it right
10
here.
more
I
seconds.
never said the roads were
People.
insignificant. No, 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 no. I didn't say that.
You have people
My man,
flying,
no, no, no,
flying,
stop. I'm
flying,
still alive.
flying,
I can defend
flying.
myself. I didn't
You
say
have
that.
people. My man, we're all on the. You said
No,
you
no,
said
but stop lying.
you said the
I didn't say
government did
that.
not do anything about roads, right? That's not what you said.
No, I didn't say that.
What did
Okay.
you say?
Okay.
Good.
Now
I said
we are.
even the road that the government supposed to be bragging about,
Uh-huh.
they have attempted and they have not been so successful. I said they have attempted, they have not been so successful. That's what
What
I
do you mean
said.
so successful? Okay, so successful. I'll hold you right
Oh
there. You said they
Jesus.
haven't
Okay.
been so successful. So if you're not so successful, you have in the last in the past 2 years, you have people going through Ivory Coast. You have people flying helicopter to go in the southeast. Now you have Texas going to southeast. Then you say they're not so successful because
So
Okay.
here's the thing, my dear
give me
brother.
a
Okay.
If you
break,
want
man,
to be
Okay.
Anthony.
honest with
Okay.
yourself
Give me a
here,
Okay.
break. I'm being honest.
no, hold on. Now,
You're not
listen
being
here.
honest.
Listen here now.
You
Listen, and
put
you ask the question.
putting a political thinking cap on.
They
I
pick
wouldn't
up
say
the
not
rainy
so
season in
successful.
Liberia September. After September, come
No.
back and let's have this
No.
conversation.
Okay. All
You
right.
really see July and
Guys,
August.
we are about to transition now to
They
Let
another
pick
transition.
up the rainy
conversation.
season in September.
Let
You
Lawrence
live in
come in.
Liberia. You don't know the season. They
No.
pick up the
We
rainy
are
season in
How long you
Liberia
live in Liberia?
September.
How long you been in Liberia? How long you live in Liberia?
My man, come on, the peak of the rainy
we
season. When
When
people
last
speaking,
you been in
listen.
Liberia? When
I
last you
said
been in
the
Liberia?
peak of the rainy season
When
is
last you
September.
been in Liberia? The peak and you experiencing it is when last you been in Liberia?
What kind of
uh, uh,
irrelevant question is that?
uh, we are about to transition now to
The
another
question is
discussion.
irrelevant.
When last you been in Liberia?
No, no,
You say
no,
irrelevant.
no, no.
Let me get 30 seconds. Let me get 30 seconds. Let's go.
No, I can only give him 2 seconds, but I
Okay,
cannot give him
all
30
right,
seconds.
You
Lauren, do
talk
your
about
2 seconds.
safety. The men are educated or something. How can you be safe when you're not educated or something?
Lauren, do your 2
Lawrence,
seconds, yeah.
Lawrence, you having your 2 seconds. Go ahead.
Your system in place in the first place.
Lawrence, go ahead. You are muted. You are muted,
You have the
Lawrence.
expertise. Why didn't you put the system in place?
Lawrence, you are muted.
That's why we suspended the route so we can educate you.
So, Anthony, I want to ask you this, right? You talk about educating driver. You talk about looking at safety education, going through safety education before them getting driver license to apply on the street. So you said this government
No, driving
has not done
education.
anything
They
like that.
have to take a driving test to
Thank
know the road sign, to know the driving rules, and to also
everything,
know the
yeah.
driving law.
So thank you. So my question to you, was
Yes.
this in place for the past 6 years? during the regime of we? Was it in place? And this hold
It
on now.
wasn't in place.
Was it in
That's why the
place?
Liberian people
Can
voted
you
this
just
government in
can
office.
you
They
give
saw
me
we are, and they
chance?
left the young man, they put the old man in
So
office.
can you give me chance? Can you give me chance? Was it in place before this government come into
It
power?
wasn't.
Did this government? uh So this government has spent 1 year, 7 months in office. Now, if you
So,
wait until this government, can you give me chance? If you wait until this government completes her term, and these things are not put in place, then you have an argument. But you cannot get a government that is working, then you arguing on things that are in place and that government can
Burkina
work
Faso
on.
president been in
So
office
that's what
2 years and we're seeing the development.
he
Okay.
said. What?
Okay.
Burkina Faso
All right.
president been in office only 2 years and we're seeing the
Okay.
Burkina
development.
Faso president is a
Okay.
dictator.
Can
Doesn't go
you
through the
compare
democratic
Burkina
process.
Faso? What?
No money, man.
Hey,
You
Akami,
intellectual like you. You
this
compare
is the
Burkina Faso with Liberia.
Guys, we cannot
this
do
is
this.
the
Let me
We
ask you.
cannot.
argument
We
that I don't
cannot.
even
No.
left for them to make.
Yeah, you
No.
as an
AB,
intellectual
please.
compare Burkina Faso with
Burkina
Liberia.
Burkina
Yes,
Faso.
was
Can you
it?
No.
tell me?
The
A
man is
dictator.
about the
Can you tell
people.
me how
He's
Burkina
about the
Faso
people.
president came into power?
A dictator.
Can you tell me how Burkina Faso
Guys.
He's not
president
a
came into
dictator.
power?
A dictator.
Can you tell me how Burkina Faso president
My
came
dear
into
brother,
power?
I would rather
Can you tell
Ibrahim
me?
Traoré
Maybe that go to the next topic because
leadership
Ibrahim
style
I
in
Traore
Nigeria
is not a
than
democratic
what we
leader.
have right now. I would rather
thank
Ibrahim
see
you.
Ibrahim
Traore
Traoré
is not a
leadership style.
democratic leader.
You're going to compare a
We have
dictator
a
Are you
democratic.
getting
and a democratic
what
form
is
of
the
government.
benefit of the democratic stuff you get right now? What is the
Yeah,
benefit?
okay, that's a reason. That's a reason why Burkina Faso is
We are now transitioning to another discussion.
the reason that Burkina Faso cannot go through
We are now.
cannot go to parliament to get
We
what it
are.
need to be done. But we have to do
What?
that.
We
Yes.
we
Listen.
are. We
So,
are
so
So
let
you
me
now.
say
don't
this. What
understand.
We
Burkina
are
Faso
now.
right now,
We are
the money
now
that Burkina Faso get, like
transitioning.
Liberia,
Maybe
10
that
year
transition.
national
Yeah.
budget.
Maybe
The
that go
money
go
We
that
are
Burkina
now.
Faso can make in 1 year. Like Liberia,
Yeah.
10 year national budget.
Okay.
More
Okay.
than 10
Granted.
years, 20
All
years
right.
national budget.
Okay.
To be
Granted.
an intellectual, I thought you understand the
Okay.
difference between dictatorship and democracy, but you
Okay.
don't understand
Okay.
it.
Okay. Okay, guys.
He's admired across the globe. He talking about
It's
not
not about
just in Africa.
admiration.
He's
It's not
admired
about
across the
admiration.
globe.
What
He's
you profess.
admired across the
It's not
globe.
about admiration. It's about democratic and dictatorship. That's why you should. That's the.
First, no, it's about the
Guys.
people. It's about
Guys.
the people. It doesn't matter what
Guys.
form.
We are
Guys.
talking about democratic process that will put someone in power. We are
Do you
talking
Guys.
follow
about
democratic process in Liberia? You
Guys.
don't.
We cannot do
yes.
this. We
You
cannot
only
do
We
this.
follow democratic process in Liberia.
Lauren Lee.
you
Why
only
brought the
perform
president in
democratic
power?
process
Lauren Lee,
during
let me
election.
take you
After
on the
election,
show.
no democratic process
Lawrence.
about. You see the president follow
Lauren,
the
let you
Supreme
talk.
Court.
Lauren, let you talk. Let you talk.
Lawrence,
Let
we
you
cannot
talk.
do this.
My
We
ANC
cannot do
man.
this,
Let you talk.
Anthony. We cannot do this. Now, let me be able to play you guys this clip.
Good evening, wherever you're joining us from. We are here at the rehab residence of His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Liberia, President Joseph Numa Boakai.
I need to change my device. I'm not hearing what you're playing.
Even
Speakers of
myself,
the
I'm not
heads of
hearing it.
state, speakers of the member states of the MRU here at his rehab residence, led by the Honorable Speaker Richard Nangbe-Kun. We have
I don't know why AB
I'll not
considers
respond
to
to you
be.
because all you do is insulting people. So
Sierra Leone, the
you're
Speaker
not intellectually sound for me to discuss with you. So I'll not even respond. You came here to be insulting me. Think I'll waste my time.
I don't know what it is.
Speaker of the Republic of Guinea, the Speaker of Ivory Coast, and
Mama, you must say that we're not fighting here.
I'm not fighting, but don't tell us the democratic
Somebody
also
insulted me in
here.
the comment section responding to the person. What you get problem with
The
again?
President will meet with them and have a
I said
tete-a-tete.
somebody in the comment section.
Guys, we
No,
cannot do
it's
this.
it
We
can
cannot
it.
do this. Guys, we cannot do this on the show. We cannot do this, man.
That's true. Let's go.
These guys from now, actually said these guys. Zeze, you I think gonna say that you say you might back up for some.
Good evening, wherever you're joining us from. We are here at the rehab
But AB,
residence
you are
of His
only
Excellency, the
showing the
President of the
video,
Republic
and
of
then when
Liberia,
as for me, I'm not hearing
President
it.
Joseph
Maybe I
Numa
think I thought I was the
Boakai,
only one to. I'm not
and
hearing.
he
I can
will
only
be
see
receiving
video.
the
I'm not hearing what is being said.
speakers of the heads of state,
I'm
speakers of
hearing it.
the
I know you guys on mute or
member
something.
states
I
of the
don't know.
MRU here at his rehab
For me,
residence,
I'm
headed,
unmuted.
I'm on my
led
phone,
I'm
so
not
I
by
don't know
muted.
if this my
Honorable
phone is the problem.
Speaker Richard Nangbe-Kun.
It might be. I'm on the
All right.
computer, so I'm hearing
We
it.
have the Speaker of Sierra
Okay,
Leone, the
I see.
Speaker
I see. That's the
of
software he's using. It's not applicable on my phone.
the Republic of Guinea, the Speaker of Ivory Coast, and the Speaker of Liberia also here. The President will meet with them and have a tete-a-tete.
Finish.
We have already here the Speaker,
Okay, I hear it now.
Honorable
So
Richard
I don't know if
Yambe
that was a
Kung,
serene. I heard that part.
and the Speaker of the House of Parliament of the Republic of Sierra Leone has just arrived.
When you come on social media, you don't have to insult somebody.
The
You disagree
Speaker
with that's right. You don't have to insult me.
of Parliament of
My
the
opinion.
Republic of Guinea. They will be received by the Chief of Protocol of the Executive Mansion.
AB, I think it would be better for you to tell us what is within that video, then we can discuss because I'm not hearing anything.
You know,
My second app was I can see that. I can see. I mean, I think I need some hearing aid. I'm not hearing anything from nothing.
you know,
So what I was saying that.
it was the three countries, Liberia being the fourth countries,
Oh, the
speakers.
Mana River thing.
Yeah, the Mana River Union. Richard
Parliament,
Mbeko
Parliament.
have suggested that they have the parliament, put together for them to be able to have a one leader. So they have signed that memorandum today. That memorandum will go into effect by next year.
What is the benefit
So,
there?
the benefit is it will be so many. That is the reason why the Speaker of Guinea, the Speaker of Sierra Leone, the Speaker of Ivory Coast, they were the one there. They have come to grace Liberian independence. As today, they attended the service. The President of the Republic told them that he wanted to see all of them. So that was why they went to the president resident and for them to go able to meet with the president. There were a lot of things that the president said. But let us come to my brothers and say, what do you think? Do you think this meeting at this time it is beneficial for our country? Because anything that we have to put our people interest first. Do you think it will be beneficial for our country, Liberia, and for the peasants, for the vast majorities of our Liberian population, or do you think it is just this thing is just put together for a mere bluff? Now we hear from you, my brothers and sisters.
Yeah, AB. In the first place, we know that Liberia now is seated at the table when it comes to international uh, nations on the UN Security Council as a non-permanent member. So this initiative for the Manoriwa Union to form a parliamentary organization, including the country of Sierra Leone, Guinea, Ivory Coast, and Liberia, is very tremendous. This to show the world that Liberia is now taking the lead when it comes to not only regional security or diplomacy, but the world ash. And when you talk about the benefits, this union will create a lot of different trade between the various countries. Okay, if you have the parliaments of each country coming together, of course, there will be agreements, there will be bilateral agreements, there will be trade agreements, and other economic benefit that might be associated with this association, especially having the various parliaments, converging, whether it's in Liberia, Sierra Leone, Guinea, or Ivory Coast. So I think this is tremendous. There's a serious government in place, and we are playing the lead role, as the oldest African republic, and this is what you see from a very sophisticated government that is in power, and we know that this is going to yield fruits not only for Liberia but for the other citizens of the various countries. So I think this is a very good step in the right direction, and I'm just looking forward to the different benefits that it will yield for our citizens, so that they can have this can lead to investors coming from different other country, other sister countries. Okay, we have Liberia on tap potentially for investment, and this kind of organization or this kind of union can create a vast opportunity for investors from these other countries to come and see what they can find in Liberia, and Liberians can find can also have the opportunity to go to these other different countries to see what kind of investment they can do there. So I think the potential for growth is very upwards, as I can see it.
My brother Anthony, what do you have to say about this?
First and foremost, Liberia is not sitting on no Security Council seat. That seat it have no voting right. There are five Security Council seats, and Liberia is not on none of them. Um, Look,
Don't misinform the public, man.
my man,
No, they
Liberia
are
can vote.
permanent
But
members.
Anthony,
Non
you're saying
permanent, non
something
permanent
different.
member.
Y'all go
Non
Google it.
permanent member
That's what
has
compromise
vote.
means, man.
Non permanent member has vote.
Liberia
Anthony,
You
you
need
cannot
saying
vote.
vote.
you're saying something different, Anthony.
I'm telling
I
you,
don't know
man.
why
What kind
you
of intellectual here?
why you
Why
always
are
No,
want
you
to.
first of
misinform the
all,
public?
just stop the thing here. Can Liberia vote on that seat, the non-permanent seat?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
they have
No,
a
you have
voting
no
right.
voting right
No, they don't have
on
a veto
security
power,
matter.
but
We
they
don't
don't
have a
have a
security
veto
council.
power.
You
They
don't
don't have a
have a
veto power.
They
They
voting
have
can
right.
a voting
vote,
right.
but they
You
don't have
don't
a
have
veto power.
you don't have
The past
veto
Oh yeah,
power.
permanent the
stop doing
past
that kind of
permanent
thing, man.
members have veto power. They can veto any decision
Hey,
that the
listen here.
non-permanent members
Listen,
will make.
listen,
So you
listen,
cannot come and
listen,
misinform
So
people.
listen,
You can't do that.
listen. Just stop it.
why other countries vie for the non-permanent seat? Saint Labrador don't
First
get
of all, it's a
vote.
rotational stuff.
So
It's
nobody
rotational.
disputed that. Nobody disputed
But
that.
man, it's rotational. Like why they cooperating
Nobody
with other
disputed that.
what they call? But man, stop.
We did not
When
dispute
you're
that.
speaking, I didn't interrupt you. But man, please get my
Uh,
time by
uh,
again.
uh,
No, but when you misinform the
No, no,
public,
Brazil,
we
no.
have to
Please,
check.
if you want to
Brazil,
rebuttal what I have to say, I have for 30
Brazil,
seconds to give it to
So
what they
how to
call.
put
Don't
you in check when
interrupt
you
me.
misinform?
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Brazil,
You're not being fair.
Bro Anthony, for him to be able to say his nonsense,
Why
and
can I express my opinion?
then you can be able to take the sense from it and
Jeez.
be able to come back. But bro Anthony,
So here's the
did
thing
not.
here.
No, I come in,
We
bro Anthony,
saw we
I
saw
come
our
in.
government put
Bro
on a
Anthony,
lot of resources.
bro Anthony, I come in. Bro Anthony, I come into you. I will give you your time. I'm coming to you.
Mm-hmm.
The non-permanent seat
Mm-hmm.
does not have veto power, have the voting right. I just wanted to make that clear to you.
No, we
Now,
don't
bro,
make no decision when it comes to major security issue. We done.
okay. Go ahead and be able to say what is on your mind concerning the full
If
manner
America's
revo-
supposed to declare
I
war
come
on
in.
a country, can Liberia stop it?
I come in.
We cannot.
Please go to the talking point that I just played you,
So
that
here
we
is the
can be
thing
able
here.
to
I
go
saw
from
my
there.
country and my fellow citizens and leaders galvanizing themselves, working together to get something done. And that was the non-permanent seat. So the fact that they know how to come together and work in unison to accomplish a common goal, then they have no excuse as to why they don't come together when it is time for concession to demand factory be built in Liberia, like Firestone. We don't have no tire factory. Like the logs that we have in Liberia, the timber, we have zero. What's the name? Sawmill in Liberia. I
Bro
mean,
Anthony,
no,
we are
listen now.
talking.
That
No,
that's
I come. We
hold
are
on.
talking.
I'm coming to the thing.
We are talking about the Mana River.
So the Malawi River Union thing here,
Okay.
it's
That's what we are talking about.
It's not gonna generate anything for Liberia if the Liberian leaders don't work together and create the infrastructure that we need to even start doing trading. That is the point I'm making. I'm saying they know how to come together to work together because they have just demonstrated that with the non a permanent seat on the Security Council. All right, you saw the entire nation from the executive to the legislative branch to the judiciary and other non government official, permanent member in the country, past and present leaders came together for that one seat. So what I'm saying here is, in order for us to benefit from anything that will be regional collaboration, we need to work together. I'm encouraging our leaders to work together to put in infrastructure so that those things will happen for us. Because right now, these countries that they're partnering with, they got a lot of infrastructure in place that we do not have. That is the reality. And all our guys like to do is to talk the big, big talk. But in reality, when it comes to implementation, Liberia right now can't host any major thing because we don't have reliable electricity. We just done.
Okay. Thank you.
So I'm encouraging our leaders the same effort and energy that they use to acquire the non-permanent seat, they should bring it together so they can start working in the interest of the Liberian people.
Thank you.
So that any
Thank you.
other collaboration they want to get into, it will benefit the country. But until then, all of these things here that just formality. That's how I
Okay.
see it.
Brother Lawrence, you have your 2 minutes.
Did Anthony speak for 2 minutes? Anthony spoke for more than 2 minutes. So why will you give me 2 minutes?
I give you 2 minutes. I have given you 2 minutes. So
No,
go ahead.
I mean, maybe you can do that. All right.
Brother
So yeah, I
Lawrence.
said right. Every every international trade has economic benefits. So we see this with the ECOWAS project, the bridge that is being built in Liberia between Ivory Coast and Liberia at the Maryland side. It is an ECOWAS project to connect the West African states. So every international collaboration has economic benefits. One, it also has security benefits. So we have Liberia, Ivory Coast, Guinea, and Sierra Leone forming the Mano River Union. And their parliaments in our country, we call it the legislature. They're coming together to make one body, which I see will be very good for our country and for the four countries. One, for security purpose, you will be able to mitigate drugs being imported in those countries. There will be joint securities from all those countries that will be able to monitor the movement of people amongst these four countries. There will be economic benefits, trade will be possible, tariffs will be looked into, wherein those countries will share and balance maybe tariffs being put on goods importing in their countries from those four countries. So you have, or let's say, trade will take place because there will be free movement of those four country citizens. That you want to go visit Guinea to know how Guinea cultural
That
diversity.
dictator country
Why?
too.
you- what is it?
Guinea, not
You
dictator
also.
country.
I mean,
You got
why will you be interrupting me to say Guinea is a
I
dictator
only asked
country?
a question if Guinea is not a dictator country.
No, but
It
will
is.
you? I mean,
It
you will
is.
not tell me what. I mean, Guinea is part of the Mano River Union. So if the president in Guinea came into power through coup, it is a dictator country.
Thank you.
That I will tell you it is. I'm not somebody who will miss my voice to say, oh no, it is not. But I'm saying if the parliaments of those four countries come together, it has economic benefits, It has security benefit. It has movement benefit. It has so many benefits that that those citizens of those countries will benefit from. And even infrastructure development will take place because you will have bridge connecting those countries. You will have electricity if they agree to international electricity to run in those four countries, wherein it will reduce the cost of electricity or megawatt or whatsoever. And again, you will have tourism taking place. You don't mind, you will have exchange of education. Some students within those countries they will want to move to Guinea to learn certain things. Other students of Guinea will come to Liberia or Sierra Leone or wherever in those four countries to learn. So it will boost the economies of those four countries. So the parliament coming together has a very positive impact on the lives of those citizens within those countries.
Okay, okay. Thank you. At this point in time, I would like to draw down our curtains, and we'll be able to give each one of you guys 1 minute 30 seconds for you guys to be able to discuss or for you guys to be able to conclude what we have discussed on tonight, or never mind. Before that, I would really love for us to really dive into the topic of the conclusions, some of the things that we did not touch on. If it's on your mind, for you to be able to talk about it in your conclusions, and then from there
Maybe my
on.
battery low, so let me just talk there and leave.
Okay, all right, go ahead.
All right, so like I said, the protest, it is the right of every citizen to petition our government. So the protesting in your country is necessary, but you should understand why you are protesting for. Therefore, I don't think the protests that took place, the accounts, most of the accounts were necessary. And their refusal to give their petition to the government, I think it was also wrong on their part. If the government sent a representative to receive that petition, it should have given the petition to that representative and for the government to look into the accounts. So, two, um, the parliaments coming together is a necessary thing. It will help those countries involved in the Modern River Union, boost the economy, boost the security, and boost tourism. So on this note, I will say thanks to you, AB, and Anthony, also Zeze, for the time. I want to say goodbye.
Okay, brother Zay, go ahead.
Yeah, AB, I want to say thank you. Thanks to Anthony. Even though he left, brother Lawrence, for the interaction tonight. I want to thank the audience and all the different contributors. We're discussing the protest, and I told you that the protest was a failure because the face of the protest was people who were just in power for the past 6 years. Their protest does not list the different criteria that they left the country in and what the current government is doing against those criteria that they uplifted the country towards. Simple. The roads, electricity, the bread and butter issue, like everybody be discussing the bread and butter issue. How did the CDC government leave the people of Liberia regarding the bread and butter issue and what it is now under the GMB government in 1 year, 6 or 7 months? And then we talk about the Monroe Union, and then somebody is saying that Liberia on the Security Council does not mean anything, and that's the reason why I said if Liberia on the Security Council does not mean anything, then why is it rotational? Why is every country trying to vie for being on the Security Council as a non-permanent member? You know, as intellectuals, when we come to give our opinions on issues for the audience, we should be objective. We should be factual. Okay, you can't be an intellectual and tell me that Burkina Faso and Liberia, Burkina Faso is doing well more than Liberia, because Burkina Faso is dictatorship. But you are the same person that's saying that when the Supreme Court ruled, GMB decided to follow the constitution to say he will work with the quorum, and you say GMB is wrong, but then you supporting somebody who came in power as a a true coup d'etat. Okay, the president of Burkina Faso does not have to go through the legislature to pass bill or to pass budget before he operate. He doesn't have to go through the courts to help to hold people accountable for corruption. You and I were here. Shannon Yo held the asset recovery and gracious right case for almost 9 months before she ruled. Again, before she left office, she held Samuel Twe and the other guy's case in a 6 million case. She didn't do anything until 3 days before her tenure expired, before she said that she was going to reopen the case until the defense had to tell the recuse herself. Those are the things that we are saying. Okay, you have the government that's in power for almost 1 year, 8 months. They are taking the necessary step. And then one of the points that Anthony made was like the government does not have a signature or stuff that they can boast of. Why would the government have signature stuff that they will boast of? Because the government is tackling everything to what in the country. When it comes to roads, electricity, the price of goods and services, okay, you have hospitals, education, all these things were in the toilet. So the government with the usage assistance being gone, they still are not deterred. They are all over the country impacting the life of people from different various sectors.
Thank
Agriculture
you.
is moving strong. So as we can say, the government is on the right trajectory. The protest was not necessary, and the messengers of the protest were people who were in power for 6 years and failed the country. They shouldn't have come out to disturb other people just because they wanted to uh, uh, get their own selfish aim accomplished. So I
Thank
feel.
you.
It's Becca Jr., the marvelous Becky. Dedicate this song to the president. In remembrance of the late President Samuel Kayado.
Brother Anthony just came back. Anthony, we are about to close. So I will ask you for you to be able to give your parting statement, and then we can be able to close from here. Anthony, you are muted. Anthony, you are muted. Let me say a very big thank you to Pa John Fala. John Fala, thank you so much for tuning in. Larry Tanun Jala, thank you. Sandy Kamukai, thank you for tuning in. My friend and brother Harry Yao, thank you. Joma Ajala, thank you for tuning in, my friend and brother Joma Ajala. My friend and brother Anthony Okwali, thank you. Who is that? Is that Topa Okwali? Thank you for tuning in. Cecilia Okwali, thank you.
Lọ́yà mú wọn lọ rẹ̀ ní. Wọ́n láyọ̀ wọ́n o. Wọ́n láyọ̀ wọ́n o. Bẹ́sẹ̀ ti dé. Lórí ọ̀dà dẹ̀bẹ̀ o. Wọ́n lájú ọ̀hún ẹ̀dọ̀ mi o. Wọ́n lájú ọ̀hún ẹ̀dọ̀ mi o. Wọ́n tẹ̀lé sí.
My friend and brother, follow Samawulu. Thank you. My friend and brother, Moses. Is that Moses Momolu? Thank you. My friend and brother, Henry Yango. Thank you for tuning in. Agate Ezra, thank you so much for tuning in. My friend and brother, my friend and brother, Aaron, Jerry, Doubly, thank you. Rebecca Dia, thank you so much for tuning in. My friend and brother Francis Bonan, thank you for tuning in. Wait now. Honorable. So my friend Anthony Gay, come and give your closing statement, then we'll be out of part way. Thank you.
Yeah, but man, Sarah, I'm about wrapping up at my job here, so I'll turn it over to team. Yeah, AB, thanks for the show. I don't know when you're gonna have a show again. Let me know in advance. If you're bringing these guys for all the debate the issue, let me know. If you were just gonna have
the Ghanaian can be on the show every night. It is just you. But anytime.
Oh, okay, no problem. Yeah, my job it depends when I'm available. Yeah, it's fine.
We'll be on tomorrow. We'll be on tomorrow too as well. So
okay, no problem. Once you share the link, I'll come on.
Give your
yeah. So I want to say thank you, AB. One thing we should not do here is that when we come here, what are you for the government, against the government? Allow the other person to make their opinion. Now, if there is a contradiction in the facts, yeah, you can correct that fact. But to come here and say the government doing well, the government not doing well, first and foremost, every ministry has a responsibility. And that's why the president appointed those people. And for you to say, oh, but the government are only two, but not even complete 2 year. If you will hold people accountable for safety, then in order for them to get driver license, they must take a test. That's how you start the safety thing first. We will have a country today that only 30% of the children that are born in Liberia are recorded. Only 30%. So 70% of the children are born in Liberia. Nobody know that. Nobody know when they were born. That the country we're talking about here. So if this man saw the house on fire and decided to say, I will come and rescue this house and restore everything that was damaged in the house, on day one, he should start working. One, Liberian people don't have no other patience to get JMB administration to say, oh, without wait. We want to see where you will start first. And it's okay, well, we already started this. Let's look at how, we're going to make progress. Then, yes, we will have the kind of conversation. You talk about Burkina Faso, that dictator, but you're working with Guinea. What sort of contradiction is that, or deception? not even contradiction, complete deception right there.
Okay.
Guinea, not junta government there, but the speaker pay a visit to Guinea.
Thank
So
you.
when we're talking about these things, we are talking about, yeah, thank you, Henry. When we're talking about these things, these guys, they just come here and talk about all kinds of things. They are in their feelings. Your government is in charge. You support this government. You should be able to educate the Liberian people and say, oh, look, guys, it may have been a misunderstanding here, but yes, actually what this government is doing. Yes, actually what we're not
Thank you.
campaigning any longer.
Thank you. Thank you.
Expect the government to deliver. They are
Thank
taking
you.
pay every month. The
Thank
president riding luxurious cars, flying private jets. So we will
Anthony, we
hold the
have to go.
government feet to the fire. And so I want to thank you for the opportunity that you have given me. And every night I'll come here. Their own documents, their own projects, their own initiative, we will hold them accountable. And that's
Thank
how
you.
we're going to have it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. From here, I will be contacting Henry Nyango for him to be able to join this group chat in order for us to make this discussion a very
But
successful
JMB had to
one.
participate in group,
Thank you.
in group protest. You can't walk out, you will participate in group protest.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you
That the
so
comment
much.
section are really
Thank you so much. You know.
Oh, that's a bullet.
So that how we'll let to come to the very, very end of the Manelson Abraka Talk Show. See you when I see you.
Honorable.
Before I go, anyone who wants to be part of this panel, anyone who is interested in coming on the show for you to be able to join the other panel list, make a new, but you contacting me or contacting any one of us that face you see on the show, so that you can be a part of this discussion. Whether you are from ex-political party, we don't want to know. Whether you are from GMB, whether you are from Cummins, whether you are from CDC, all we have in common in our country, Mama Liberia. So if you want to be part of these discussions, if you want to be part and parcel of the panel, make a new, but you contact me on 215-266-6509. Once more, 215-266-6509.